All right, guys, so you have finished your bunny, your bear, or your fox drawing. So what we're going to talk about today is contour lines. So we're going to create some kind of more 3D-like lines onto each animal in pencil before we do anything with our Sharpie and we add the cool textures that you've seen in those final projects, examples that I've showed you, okay? So we're going to start with the bunny, okay? I'm going to work my way pretty quick. It's going to go fast. So if you have the bear or the fox, you can either watch through or you can fast forward a little bit until we get to your animal, okay? For the bunny, okay, our contours, we're going to start in our ears. We'll work our way down. We're just going to start using the edge of the head kind of as a guide, and you're going to make some very soft, because these are going to go away. These will all be erased. About 1/2 inch apart curved lines going towards the point of the ear, making sure they all kind of stay stacked together. Notice that they have a slight curve, okay? I'm going to do the same thing over this side. I'm right-handed, so I like to draw kind of this way more than I do this way, which is why I just turned my paper. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Notice that they're not super close together. They're not super far apart. They're about 1/2 inch apart from each other, okay? Then we're going to go to the head, and we're going to use the top of the head kind of as our guide, okay? We are going to kind of cross over it a little bit. So like I'm not going to come all the way across like a rainbow. I'm going to come across the head this way, another soft curve, 1/2 inch apart, all the way down to that nose area, okay? Then for the nose, we're actually going to make some circles inside. So pretty much one down to like where I smiled, and then another one on top of that, and then maybe one more on top of that. Remember that those are going to get erased. I know it looks like a target on the bunny's nose right now, but they're going to go away. They're just to help us guide where our texture is going to go later. All right, for our eyes, we're going to start with the top and the bottom of each eye. We're going to kind of frame out the eyes, almost like a mask. Okay? All right? Then from there, you're going to follow kind of the top and bottom lines. So a little bit of an upward curve here, all the way down. Same thing on the other side. And then maybe one more above the eye is what I have room for there, okay? Then for the body, we're just going to do soft upward curves. Again, about 1/2 inch apart the whole time, moving 1/2 inch apart-ish. Okay? And then eventually, your lines will start running off the page, but you have to keep going, so I have to keep working in the corners for where it would go off the page. All right, our bunny is done for now. We can put him aside. It is bear time. Okay, so we're on the bear. Okay, we're going to start with our ears, and we are going to kind of curve towards the head a little bit. I need to erase and clean up some of my lines before I draw. 1, 2, and probably 3. Okay, top of the head, similar to the bunny, just straight across, downward curves, all the way down to the nose. Okay. Then we're going to use these lines and our eyes to kind of help with the next part. We're going to go above and below, just like we did for the bunny. So I'm going to go below, but I'm also going to connect to where these lines came down the face. So I'm going to take it from this one about. I'm going to go around and out to the side. Same thing over here, around and out to the side. And then I'm going to do the same thing above. Again, almost like making a mask for our bear. Up and over, okay? And then I'm going to follow the rest of those lines and then add any more that I need down. So connecting, but curving the other direction. And it just helps make the face have some more structure to it, okay? Then I'm going to go above and do the same thing. We've got a couple more lines to connect. And then we don't want the bear to look like he's wearing a mask, so we do need to go back and kind of fill in. So this one's going to go up, but I'm going around my eye, and then we probably need to draw probably kind of one line in between at least. It sort of depends on how much space you have. So I'm just going to kind of fill in above and below like so. Okay, for our nose, just like the bunny, concentric circles, we're going to use the shape that's already there to help guide us. So these are, instead of being circles, these are more like rainbows up and around. And then eventually it'll kind of get to the point where it can be more of a circle. And then down for our chest, we're going to do slightly upward curves that would connect if they go all the way across, which can be tricky sometimes when you don't have that connection to make. Okay, so curve across, curve across. Okay, and that's the bear. So now we're moving on to our fox. Got one more to do. Okay, our fox has a lot of bigger sections, so this is a little simpler. For our ears, we're gonna kind of do soft curves, but they don't go through the middle. The middles of the ears are going to stay empty. So softly going across, 1/2 inch apart, like so. And then for our head, gentle soft curves across the head, all the way down to the nose. Okay, and then for the sides of our face, we're gonna follow this line. So we're actually gonna go this way, and we're just gonna kind of jump around the eyeballs to the side of the face. Same thing on the other side. Again, turn your paper as needed. Okay, remember these are nice and light. They're gonna get erased eventually once we start adding in our texture. And then we're gonna use the kind of the gentle curve from the bottom of the head to help guide our chest area. Making sure that our lines aren't super close together, but not super far apart. And we don't want them wiggly. We want them as smooth as possible. Ooh, there was a wiggly one right at the end there. All right, we have done all 3 now. Okay, so you should have contour lines ready to go on your bunny. Okay, I hope you took your time with this step. Our next step is sharpening. I'm gonna do that in a separate video. Have a good one, guys.